Hi, I'm Marianne King and I'm a postdoctoral research associate at the University of Sheffield. So that means that I've already completed my PhD and now I work slightly more independently, specifically on C9 ALS. So for my research, what I'm trying to do is grow brain cells in a 3D environment but in the lab. So usually with cells we would grow them on a flat surface, which we would call 2D cell culture. However, this doesn't really sort of mimic what our cells do in our brains and spinal cords. So my research, what I'm trying to do is grow cells in our brains in a 3D environment, and hopefully this will more closely replicate what is happening in ALS, and that is ultimately what I'm trying to study in my project. So in a typical day, I'll arrive at the office. Usually I'll check my emails because we get quite a few emails in academia. Then what I would do is I'll go down to tissue culture, which is the type of lab that we grow our cells in. So cells need feeding every day, so they need nutrients and sugar just like we do to survive. So I'll do that. Sometimes that can take 1 hour, but sometimes it can take 7 hours. It really depends what I'm doing. Other times I'll go to what we would call more of a dry lab, which is where we do our assays and sort of study our cells in more detail. We also have lab meetings where we meet up with our colleagues and discuss ideas and any data that we've generated, and we discuss it, sort of help each other out, share ideas, and yeah, that's a typical day really. I suppose I've always been interested in the human body right from when I was very young at school, and then as I got older I just got progressively more interested in the brain, so it kind of informed the decisions I made about what I wanted to study at university, and then for my master's degree and then my PhD as well. So I kind of just get progressively more sort of focused on a research question as you sort of go through academia. And ALS is such an awful disease that I just felt really driven to try and help find what might be causing it and how we can help. So I sort of combined my interest in human biology with sort of the desire to help patients, and I suppose that's why I chose science. One of the things that I find very challenging about science is that the failure rate can really be quite high. So you can spend a very long time growing cells, doing experiments, and sometimes they just don't work, or the data might not show what you were hoping it to, and then you have to repeat it, and that can be really sort of demoralizing, especially when some of the cells that I grow take months. So if it doesn't work, it can be really hard to just sort of think about what might have gone wrong and then try again. So that can get you down sometimes, and you have to be quite resilient, I think, to keep going in science. What do I like about it? I love that no day is the same. I love that we get to basically grow brain cells in a dish. I'll never stop being amazed by that. I think it's a huge privilege to be able to research these new groundbreaking questions to help people. I really like that the work we do will hopefully benefit people long after maybe we're gone, not to be morbid, but I think that's really exciting, and that's why I love science.